Welcome to everything you need to know about Hearth and Home. So, in this video, we're going to go over every single thing that has been introduced with Hearth and Home. Not super in depth, just sort of a baseline. And if there's anything super in detail, I'll make it'll get its own video. But yeah, here we go. This is everything you need to know about Hearth and Home. Okay, so first we're going to go through all the new items that have been added to the game. Actual physical, like placeable items. So I'm not going to go through like the foods or anything like that. Just the stuff you can physically place. Great time for a world save game. So yeah, so let's start over here. So first, the hearth. Obviously this isn't new, but I'm fairly sure it has been remodeled. I can't 100% remember, but I'm like 99% sure it's been remodeled. Here is the old cooking station. Once again, not new, but now you can only put 2 pieces of food on it. You can also, and then here's the new iron cooking station, which holds 5 pieces. So, for example, serpent meat. Little cooking station can no longer cook serpent meat. You have to be able to put it on here, which indirectly means that you can no longer get use serpent meat against the elder, because you have no way to get iron until you've beaten the elder. So yeah, there you go. I don't think most people did that anyway, but there you go. And then okay, next is the cartography table. So basically, I've cheated and discovered the whole world, but if you're playing with someone, you can press this, and then your map is put on here. They come along, read the map, and it will show them what you have discovered on top of what you have already discovered. So it basically combines everyone's maps, is the way that this works. So it's pretty cool if you're playing with people. You don't have to... it's just handy. Next up we have the new money things. So we have the pile of money, which is 1,000 gold, 999 gold. The little stack and the treasure chest. The treasure chest is a bit weird. I'm fairly sure you can't actually do anything with it, and it is just a visual item. Where is it? And it costs all this stuff you can see at the bottom, and a silver necklace, which I believe is new, and I'm assuming you can just find in like places in mountains, I'm assuming, because it's made of silver. But yeah, so they're just visual and pretty cool. Next, we have... so the cauldron now has upgrades, because you need certain level of upgrades to unlock certain things. So we have the pots and pans, which for some reason I've decided to place super in the dark. But yeah, there's your pots and pans. You got the spice rack, which needs to come off the ceiling, which is an interesting touch. Obviously, you can just do let me just build it so it's easier to see. You could just do like this and then place it like under here. I've kind of fucked it because I've put it way too close to the ground. But yeah, you can do that. It doesn't have to be onto an actual roof. And then also the butcher's table. But yeah, like I said, these are just to upgrade your cauldron. We have this thing, which is absolutely dope. So there's a little lid at the top. You put stuff in. I put in some wood. And then you hit this. And it gets struck by lightning. And then obviously that's gone. Okay, I've done this a few times and there's never been coal in there, but apparently you can get coal from that. I'm assuming that's just from wood. I kind of need to test this thing, so I wonder if there's some other stuff you can put in. Like if I put in food, does that... Interesting. Oh, I should have also mentioned the little cooking station cannot have lox meat on it. That has to go on the big one as well. But I'm going to put that in there. I wonder if it cooks it. We also have the smaller wall. So before we had the smaller floor, but never a smaller wall. So we now have the smaller wall, which is cool. I didn't cook it, what a shame. We also have the upside down like diagonal pieces, which is dope. They are super handy, just more building stuff. New doors, the darkwood doors, which require tar, which I haven't figured out how to get yet, to be completely honest, but I will show you later in this video. Just to give you an idea, this is a normal door, so it's a full 2 squares high, and yeah, this is the normal door, so it's a lot bigger. And then you also have wooden shutters, which are cool little half-sized squares. We get core wood diagonal beams, which is great because we never had them before, super handy. Here is the new ceiling. I didn't figure I'd show every single piece because it's literally the same. It's all of these normal pieces except in diagonal form. So yeah, pretty dope. They all look very cool, and I'll show you over here. I built a little house just to get a rested buff, but here's what that looks like. It's super cool because when you like on the edges, it has the spikes hanging off, and when you change, so for example, this is the 45 degree, and then this is the 25 degree, and there's like little spikes that hang out here, which is awesome. Same for the top bit, but yeah, that is a super cool new roof design. What else do we have? We have the new ornaments. So we have the wolf head and the raven, which both look awesome. The wolf head is kind of huge. Like, you can't really tell, but it is massive. We also have these new wooden beams, which are 4 meters and 2 meters. There is no 1 meter one of them, which is an interesting choice, but they're awesome. There's this new not shutter, what's it called? Divider, which is awesome. You could do this, you could do stuff with like windows for this. You could just have like, not walls, but like, yeah, literally dividers. So yeah, they're super dope. They got the new corner piece, which is just awesome as well. The arch, which, yeah, I don't know if you can mesh that in here. Oh, you can, but you can't really see it. But yeah, they're cool. There's lots of stuff you can do with that. Have like little archways through your house. The new cage, so the iron gate kind of makes a little bit more sense now. Obviously, the iron gate wasn't new, but all of this stuff is new. There's also there is a 2x2 one and the 1x1s for both floor and the ceiling. So that's cool. We can cage people in now. And my new favourite thing is glass, using the gems from the crystals from when you kill mountain golems, stone golems even. Yeah, we get windows. The only weird thing about them is that they have essentially zero. What's the word? Like, I can't place it here because it just doesn't let you. I assume it's because it's like not strong enough. But yeah, so you can't do stuff like that, which is why I built this over here, just to show you. You can still do big windows, but you have to have like an actual cross through the middle, which is super cool. So yeah, we have actual see-through windows now. Alright, last is all the furniture stuff. So we'll start on this side. The new black metal chest is fucking huge. We literally had, this is the normal chest, this is the personal chest. The reinforced chest is literally double the normal chest, and then the black chest I think is, I don't think it's quite double this one, is it? No. I think it's a normal chest plus the reinforced chest. It's an absolute beast, and it looks dope. We also have the new dartwood chair, which, here's the old chair just to give you an idea, which is, you know, it's whatever. It looks cool, I guess. A sitting log, which 2 people can sit on, which is cool. The new stone throne, which is dope. Very Viking-like. Here's the old throne, just to give you an idea. They're very cool. The new round table and the new long table, which is ridiculously big. Let me just check what that is actually called. Long heavy table. And the hot tub, which is just incredibly brilliant. You have to fill the back with wood, and then it will start bubbling up, and you can jump in and have a little bathe. This hot tub does actually give you 2 additional like resting points. So at the top, even though it says 1 because I'm inside, but it provides 2, which is dope. Which means the new highest you can get realistically is 18 now, which is awesome because I think that's like 25 minutes or something ridiculous of a rested buff. There is also the stone oven, which I somehow managed to forget, but you just can throw wood in the bottom, whatever you're cooking in the top. So for example, I just put in a lots meat pie, and yeah, it cooks it. Simple as that. It looks pretty cool. There are also the new wood stacks. So this is the original one. This is fine wood that you can now stack, and this is core wood. There is also a coal stack. So this was stone, this is coal. Okay, and here we have all the new craftable items in the game. So we have the lox meat pie and the bread dough, which are both just uncut versions of, you know, the former bread and lox meat pie. So yeah, nothing really new there, but I figured I'd show you. Then there's all the new foods that I'm not going to go into in depth here, but yeah, we got a bunch of cool new foods and like ingredients and stuff. I've not added all the ingredients to this list, but it's mostly like tar and onions and the different meats. Every animal has a new meat. Well, not every animal. Deers, boar, and wolf all have unique meats now instead of just the normal like meat that was a thing before. So you can see here, wolf meat. But yeah, and then we have the Lox saddle, which is incredible that you can now ride Lox. Absolutely insane. I'll go into more detail on that in a bit. And then we have the Crystal Battle Axe, which is Ancient Bark, Silver, and Crystal. So pretty cheap. And here are the stats for the Battle Axe, just to give you the closest comparison I could. It is way better. Like, way better. This thing is strong. I'm going to cover all the weapons later, because I've not even gone through them yet properly. But this thing looks like it's going to be a menace. But yeah, it also looks awesome. Let me just equip it so you can see it. Look at it. It's beautiful. And then we also have the Butcher Knife, which does 1,000 damage, but obviously only to tamed creatures. The idea here is it's just used to kill off your own tamed creatures. And yeah, looks pretty cool. There's also the Silver Knife, which is just kind of an upgrade, because for whatever reason it was missing. Yeah, not too much interest in there. The Iron Buckler, instead of the banded shield, when you get to iron, you can also choose to get the buckler, which is just better for parries. And then there is also the skeleton, the bone tower shield, which looks dope. Okay, next up we're going to go over the new tar pits and sort of everything that comes with that. So, first off, tar pits are found in the plains. If you're on a old existing world, you have to go to new plains you've not explored yet. And if by some miracle you've explored all your plains, you'll need to create a new world. But yeah, so it's basically just anywhere in the plains. You just run around. Eventually you'll find some. I didn't find any for a while and then found 3 all next to each other. I don't know whether that's coincidence or what. But yeah. In them, you will find these beautiful growths, which are literally just blobs, except black. When killed, they will drop the growth, trophy, and tar. They don't drop much tar, though, so don't rely too much on that being your way of getting it. Around them, you will also find these little, like, rib cage-looking things sticking out the ground. You can just break them with whatever, and they will drop bones, which is handy, I guess. Now, the main reason you will want to come here is the tar. Tar is incredibly difficult to try and get because it's stuck in the tar. You can't pick up the tar because it's stuck in the tar. The easiest ways I have found to get it is either by raising the ground around it and sort of just messing with the ground levels until it is available, and then hoping that you can pick it up before it gets back stuck in the tar. That's one way of doing it. Basically, see how the tar now is like rolling around. That means it's stuck. But once it does that little bob, that little jump that you just saw it do, that means it's free, and you've got like a second to catch it before it gets stuck again. And it's really sketchy. But yeah, raising the ground is one way. Another way that I've found is by placing planks underneath it. And you generally have to place them quite low compared to what you think. And then that works. And you can also just stack multiple on top of each other until it gets there. And bang. This is a nice easy tar pit, to be completely honest. This is super shallow. This one over here was super deep. Oh, that was actually kind of sick. You could see under it for a second. I doubt that's going to happen again. But yeah, this one's super deep, so it's a lot harder. So for this one, like, this is a full cord pole, just to give you an idea that that is super deep. That is fully buried it. You kind of have to just place a pole and then place floors coming off the pole and just sort of wing it until you get them. But yeah, they're a bit of a faff. This one over here, I fully buried just to see if either growths respawned or tar spawned on top of it. Because if the tar just spawned on top of it, this would be super handy. And growths would also be super handy because you could just farm them for tar. So far, nothing has spawned. So don't do this because A, it took ages, and B, it's pointless, and C, it costs a lot of stone. Okay, so in terms of like straight up mechanical changes or like balance updates, I guess, apparently all the weapons have been reworked and reconfigured to be more balanced. Having a quick glance through all of these, cannot see the difference. All I know now is that they give you way more information on the stats because it has the stamina usage, the block, the repair station level, the parry, the knockback, like all of that stuff wasn't there before. And yeah, I'm not. I might do a separate video on this. I might not. I honestly cannot tell what has changed. Everything seems the same. All the middle clicks are the same for all the weapons. So yeah, I'm not sure. I might make a new video if it turns out there's a big difference. But at the minute, I can't see it. So yeah, just know that supposedly the weapons are more balanced now. One thing, however, that I have noticed is the bow is considerably worse. I'm not sure about damage. I'm not sure how that's changed, but the draw speed has changed drastically. I don't know if it varies on arrows. I don't think it does, but this is level 100 bows. And if you remember, level 100 used to be instant. So although this is incredibly quick still, this is the fastest it'll ever be. Well, most people won't get to 100, but that's as fast as it'll ever be. In terms of drop off, it seems to be about the same, but again, I'm not really sure. I've not got old footage to check that against, but yeah, the draw speed is drastically lowered. Here's bow skill 50, just to give you an idea. 50 is pretty mid to late game. So yeah, they've drastically nerfed bows, which is a good thing. They were OP. Okay, next we're going to be going over shields. So if you didn't know, shields have had a big rework and basically been massively nerfed. So let me just show you, first of all, what happens here. So I parried it, but you'll notice I still took 0.02 damage there, and then 1 damage there. Before, if you were to block something and were successful in the block, you would take 0 damage. And basically how it would work is it was a combination, I believe, of your block. I think it was a different statistic on the thing, but let's just say it was block force. So the block force is 50. If they hit for more than 50, you will take damage. However, a troll should not be able, in the olden days, before the update, me standing here in full, I didn't even have my armor on, but this shield, this black metal shield, should every single day of the week be able to block 100% of the damage from a troll. This is just a level 1 troll. It should never, I should never have taken any damage, even though this is still a tiny amount. The way they've redone it is basically, instead of a shield being a takeaway, so for example before, if they did 50 damage and your shield defended 30, you would get hit for 20 if you had no armor on. However, now now it's more percentage based. So even if it blocks 99% of the damage, you're still going to take a little bit of damage because yeah, that's how numbers work. So yeah, they're a lot worse because of that. There is also a new stagger bar. That's what that is on the right. And if that bar gets maxed out, you will get staggered. And if you're hit while staggered, you take a shit ton more damage. So yeah, and then basically the 3 types of shields there are in the game are the normal shields, which is the one I've just been using to show you all this, which can parry and just is the all-rounder. Then you have the tower shield, that is significantly better at surviving stagger and blocking and all that. It's just a much better but slower tool. And then the buckler, which is all about parries. Its whole ideal is you just parry with it. You never want to be blocking with it straight up. And that kind of shows by all the numbers. For example, this one, the parry bonus is 2.5. So when you parry someone and then hit them, you do an extra 2.5 times damage. Whereas with the normal shield, it's just 1.5. The tower shield has an extra 104 and then 150 in armor and force, whereas this is just 78 and 50. It's a huge difference. Also, what they have said in the update is that the amount you block is varied upon your max health. So obviously I have no food in me right now, and yeah, we're kind of getting smacked about. Let me just hit him again with no stagger, just so we can get a full showing. Come on, hit me. So that did 9 and fully knocked out my my stagger there. But if I eat food that I for some reason got rid of, but if I eat this food, which is all pretty good, pretty high health stuff, I immediately become considerably better at blocking. And I believe, although I could be wrong, I believe that this goes off your max health and not your whatever health you have right now. So yeah, so just having the better food, not necessarily being full health, will make your blocking considerably better. After saying all that, though, I did just block and take absolutely 0. I'm assuming that's because it would have been worked out to be like less than 0.5. That'd be my guess as to why I'm taking absolutely 0 here. I bet if I use the tower shield now with max health, I take none. Yeah, so now with full health, we're taking like literally between 0 and 0.1 damage, which is incredible. And then his bigger attack there does 0.2. Another interesting fact. This here is a level, I forget what, but it was a stupidly high level troll, and it hits like a truck. So as you can see, I took 269 damage. It also goes straight through and damages your like chest piece armor slot, as well as doing a considerable lot more damage, like durability wise, to your shield. Like the more damage you take, the more damage your shield takes, which makes sense, but that wasn't how it was before. It is hitting through all my armor now because of the stagger, but yeah. The funny thing is, before when I was doing this, without the food, with this guy, he was hitting for way more, like in the thousands. So having high max health is actually, like, it says in the patch notes it's a big deal, but Jesus Christ, it is a big deal. And then if we pop bone mass, which now has a very beautiful little animation to it, let's see how much we take now. So 55 with that shield, and then what about this, the big one? 82, somehow that was more. 62, okay, I don't know why it's doing more now, but yeah. So yeah, basically get your max health as high as you can, because it is everything. Yeah, this guy's never going to hit through any of these shields. But yeah, so there's the new shield mechanics. Basically just parry with this one, always be blocking with this one. This one you can do a bit of both. And yeah, make sure your max health's nice and high. And yeah, keep an eye on your stagger bar, because if that builds up. I think the stagger bar is more useful against multiple enemies, because against just one enemy, pretty much in between attacks, it's going to fully reset. So that's only really relevant against multiple enemies. But yeah, there you go. There's the new blocking mechanic. Finally, the last but certainly not least, anything from but the least, we can now tame locks, which you could do before if you knew. However, there was literally no point. However, now there is definitely a point. First of all, we could put a saddle on them, and then you can hop on, and now we are controlling this locks. Okay, so once you're on your locks, you can move forward by tapping W, and that will start him moving forward, and you don't have to hold it or anything. And then you tap S and he will stop. Right click and like aim in is how to steer him, which is a really weird way of doing it. You can also hold W and D or W and A, like forward and left or forward and right, and that will also do it. You can't just hold left or right for whatever reason. He also doesn't stop if you stop holding. Like I'm not touching anything right now, and he's still moving. You have to press like back or S. You can make him pivot on the spot. You can't attack with him, which is weird. Like if I try and attack, it will just kick me off. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to make him attack, which I think is weird because he can attack. Like I'm gonna show you. I'll spawn an enemy for you. He will attack it, just not. You can't do it whilst on him, which is strange. And if I do spawn wolf 4, he will attack them whilst you're on it. Like I am not controlling this at all, but you can't. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. This is very strange. I don't get it. I feel like this is going to get changed very quickly. It's also very slow. Like this is definitely slower than walking. Albeit you have way better stamina, and if you level up riding, I'm sure it's a lot better. But yeah, here's riding the locks. Apparently he has an inventory. Like apparently you can access his inventory. I have no idea how. I literally don't have a clue, because it says in the thing that something about his inventory. But yeah, you can remove his saddle. You can pet him. You can rename him to Steve if you really want to. But yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be changed very quickly because a lot of this just doesn't really make a lot of sense. He can also, if we take him to some trees, he can also just straight run through trees, which is incredible. Like, this is a great way to get wood. If he hits stuff, he'll do damage. So this might be the new best way to get wood. Is he going to attack this grey dwarf without me doing anything? Yes, he is. I'm not doing anything right now. Beautiful stuff. Thank you, Steve. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's like incredibly janky. But yeah, there you have it. It's still better than nothing. As far as I'm aware, you still cannot breed locks. Like, you can feed them, make them happy and all that, but they still don't breed. So you can tame them, you can ride them, you can name them, but you can't breed them, which is weird. I don't know if they think that's too OP. I feel like it's definitely not. It's like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's it. That's everything in Hearth and Home. It's definitely a big game changer. The game, yeah, the game is gonna be completely different now. Completely different. There's so much more stuff. There's so much more. The building, like, mostly is the cool new stuff. All this stuff here is the main juice of it. But the food changing, the weapon. Oh, I don't know if the weapon rebalancing is going to change out, but yeah, there you have it. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.